let's focus on these players. Spawning in the top right of 2,000 atmospheres, it's our blue Protoss player. For Psystorm Gaming, this is Ryan. And spawning in the bottom left, it's our red Terran player. Currently teamless. I think he's still teamless. I want to double check. Yeah, still teamless. This is Cuku. Oh my god. So this is going to end up being a very unorthodox series, would be my guess. Ryan's not the type of person to be like unabashedly aggressive, like say Probe Scout, for example, going in with his cannon rush. But Ryan comes up with a lot of crazy, creative timings here. He is going to have a pretty decent wall off to protect his main base, but as we can see, Ryan already getting out to that natural base expansion. The openings here should be rather normal and not outlandish, but my guess would be we'll probably see Ryan tap into some really early aggression. He strikes me. I shouldn't even say he strikes me. He just is an aggressive blink stalker timing player. So wouldn't be surprised to see that Twilight Council go down right next to the Cyber Core, but in fact it's going to be a Stargate. Still not too incredibly out of the ordinary for either player. But Cuku knows that he could very easily get bopped quickly if he's not careful. So decides that he wants to toss down the bunker. Just to protect against himself. He's going to be a 1-1-1 incoming for Cuku. So both players staying rather standard. Now, the Reaper could find some very valuable information here if he wanted to dive all the way in. He'd be able to see that Oracle coming out of the Stargate, but instead it is going to just stay back and not get too terribly aggressive. Cuku finds a lot of value in the opening here. He's not going to overcommit too much. He has a fair number of Marines, but this is going to wind into a pretty decent push timing. Okay. A couple of gateways going to fill out the wall here, but that is going to aid in his overall production. Still no Forge, still no Twilight Council, so the timing of this Twilight Council does delay the push just by a little bit. Ooh, oh, this ends up being a really good Oracle timing here. There's nothing to protect against that other than the Marines. So getting one kill, going to zip on out. I think it's going to be a lot of tit-for-tat play between these two. I mean, you heard the interview. You heard how it shaped up. Now, the Tech Lab is going to be researching Banshee Cloak, so it's going to be a double, maybe just single Banshee. Okay. Single Banshee should be able to get a decent amount of damage. No shield battery just yet going down in the main. The natural has a shield battery, but it's more forward to protect against a giant army, not really the harassment of, say, a Banshee. But these air units are actually going to intercept. They are going to catch this Banshee. Oh, he's just cruising around. He didn't actually see it. Okay, now he does finally register. It's like, wait a minute, I saw a blip. To the natural, 7 of those probes do end up going down, and Cuku decides that's enough damage. He's going to back up with that main army. It does kind of park these stalkers in place for the time being. I think Ryan's trying to determine that that army did in fact go home, and he will confirm that with the Xel'Naga watchtower. Oh my gosh, this is too funny. Okay, double forward's gonna go down behind this. Blink is just about finished up here. That would have actually been a wonderful moment for Ryan to be able to blink forward on top of that army. There wasn't enough here, especially not with stim pack. And oh, I mean, there's no stim pack, there's no combat shields, there's nothing. I don't know if Ryan is aware of that, but it's a very delayed timing for that to be shaping up. Now, the Banshee is finding a lot of damage back at home. Does he have enough for a Revelation? He absolutely does. So that will get cleaned up. That's damage that is mitigated back at home. So now it's a third base location that is going to be well protected at this point. So I don't think Cuku has anything major to worry about there. Production cycle coming up. Whoa. Okay, that's seven gateways here. Do we have a warp prism out on the map? No warp prism at this point. I don't even think we have a robotics facility, actually. No, we don't. It's just a Twilight Council for tech at this point. And a billion gateways. Now the robotics facility is going to go down, so there's not going to be any major aggressive warp-ins in the immediate future. Oh, but look at this. This is kind of interesting. He's going to plop down that that fifth base pylons here. This could just be scouting pylons. Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be scouting pylons, because why would he block off the gas there? Seems strange. I mean, getting a lot of overall damage kind of mitigated here is Cuku, but now Cuku is going to be pushing out. This army can't afford to stay too terribly close. Ryan baits Cuku into the... Oh, gosh. Baits him into the stasis trap. Nice little play. And that's just going to buy Ryan time here. The charge lots... Oh, charge lots are here now. And this army's just going to be able to get on top of everything. This is actually great timing here. Ryan's going to be able to wrap around all of this bio. The Stalkers are able to reposition themselves so that way they can get on top of the valuable units here. And now that the tanks are taken care of, some great force fields go down onto that ramp and really force out a lot more damage. So Ryan's going to come away, I think, the loser in the engagement. But overall, it's a lot of very good units picked off for Cuku. That ends up being a really, really good position to try and play from. So the warpings are still going to be very, very strong here. DTs are being warped in as well. So another possible scenario here is that Dark Shrine adding in a lot of value to this army composition. But it's good bio stutter step back and forth here. Oh, trying to not lose the sight of the entire battle. And the mines are going to slowly get picked away at, oh no, Stalker's blinking forward into the mine shots. That's not the way that he necessarily wanted to do that, but still manages to hold. 5 workers do end up going down. Oh, where are the DTs? There they are. DTs are over in the natural right now. Scan's going to go down, but 7 of those workers do end up falling before. Giant blink forward. Big blink. Big blink. No, not quite. Well, wow, look at this. Ryan out to 4 bases already. He's got the makings of a 5th base. Now, why put the pylons here? Is he just... I mean, maybe there's still, like, pathways. That makes sense here for the gas. Huh. All right, DT Blink is just about to finish up. This 5th base is going to be discovered almost immediately. That's going to be a forced cancel. No, he just lets it die. Okay, so that's a full kill. Well, I guess it doesn't show up there, but yeah, there's a full kill on that Nexus. Gets on top of the medevacs. All those medevacs are going to get sniped away, so that's going to be fully dead army. But what do we have over here on the opposite side? A giant warpin. It's going to be enough to really deal with that. So the protection on the opposite side of the map should still be rather positive. More and more of those medevacs, though. That's really, really big damage. How many of those medevacs have fallen so far? It says only 4, but I don't know if I believe that entirely. 10 total. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. More mine damage here. Ryan's just eating a lot of these mine shots. Yeah, but this Nexus should be able to get placed once again. Will he have the warpins, I think? Yeah, he should. That should be enough to hold this back into place. The Zealots would be wise to run on forward, but instead they are going to try and retreat here and not draw any of that friendly fire. Good disruptor shot, though, will clean up all of those mines. That will be a much better engagement here. Meanwhile, back on the home front here for Cuku, it's just continued production. These armies are going to try and engage once again. A giant blink forward gets on top of this bio. Disruptor shots come on forward, but not really connecting with a whole lot of everything. It's DT kills, though. 7 workers have gone down so far. This army now is going to try and put some pressure down. That's going to be a canceled additional base here. More worker kills. Do we have more DTs on the map? No, we don't. But this army is going to be too much for Cuku to handle at this point. Look at those army values here. 100 to 78, but it's 192 to 138 for the overall army. Giant stem forward going to try and mitigate this damage, but Ryan has way too much to deal with. He's getting his 3-3 upgrades as it sits right now. DTs and Zealots coming on in. These are going to have to be evacuated units, but right now that missile turret is preventing additional damage from coming down. Is there a observer? Yes, there is, and I wouldn't be surprised to see these stalkers just try and blink on forward. The mines are going to have to be lifted up and away. Where is the rest of this bio army for Cuku? It's nowhere to be found because it just is spread out everywhere. Additional units are going to be pulled. This base has been killed. Workers are getting picked off, and this is not going well here for our Romanian Terran player. Ryan is asserting his dominance here in game number 1. He's finding additional damage with the DTs on the opposite side. Giant blink forward to pick off more of those expensive units, but that's going to elicit a stemmed in response here. These Zealots should be able to clean up the remaining forces here, but instead Cuku is just going to lift up and away. But this is starting to become a very, very dire situation for our Red Terran player. It's additional production back at home, plenty of disruptors on the map for Ryan. Ryan out to a 5th base. He stays steady on 96 workers. That's so many. He's just going to build a Nexus on the map? Oh, that's a flex if I've ever seen one. This should be more than enough here for Ryan to shut down, but I don't know if this is going to be the end of it here. Cuku seems determined to try and push everything down, but there is no additional expanding here. It's only more units and more defenses back at home. Cuku, though, has not replaced his 4th base. I think he's just going to float. Yeah, he's just going to float the orbital command over from the natural. So this is a kind of a do or die moment here for Cuku. What does Cuku have to be able to lock this into place? I'm not sure he has a whole lot. Snapping units left and right. GG is called. Ryan takes game number 1 in pretty decisive fashion, but good back and forth between these two players. Well played. What's the score? Currently 1-0 for Ryan. And of course, I will always keep that score updated here in the bottom left. You can always count on that. I think this is just a scouting probe. It swang pretty far left, but I think it's I don't think it had any choice. Yeah. You can go listen to Miguel whisper in French, but you're all out of panties to throw at the screen. I hate it when that happens. Hate it when that happens. Guys, I have a question for you. I'm considering starting to upload the junior championships onto YouTube. I think this needs to be the summer of Rushi YouTube content. What do you guys think? I know you guys are here watching it live, so you might not be the primary connoisseurs of the YouTube content, but would that be a good thing for me to do? Can you add a Hawaiian pizza to the prize pool? My man, Blue Hair Critic. Yes, absolutely yes. I think if you told Miguel that you wanted to do that, that would be just like the creme de la creme. I don't think there would be anyone that would complain. Well, except for Ryan. Ryan might complain. Give me a Stargate opener once again. I mean, do we see anything too super strange right now? Not really. I mean, this should just be an oracle that comes out. Should be nothing too out of the ordinary. Oh, it's going to be a Void Ray. All right. Okay, that flips the script just a little bit. Oh, that's a dead Reaper. Well done. Ryan finding a lot of good damage out across the map as well. Pulling workers off the line there. Eliminating a little bit of the efficiency of that mule. It's all little damage here and there that does just seem to add up over the course of time for our players. Whew. All right. Gateway wall coming in. This Void Ray is just going to stay back at home. It's going to be double Void Ray as well. This isn't really a response to possibly like a Banshee timing or anything, I don't think. It could be effective in deflecting like a mine drop or a marine drop in the main base, but that doesn't seem to necessarily be the case. It's going to be a Raven that comes out here out of the Tech Labbed Starport. Little proxy pylon to help out. Cuku's going to come in here with a set of mines. I could find a decent amount of damage. What do we have back here? Not really anything, and there isn't going to be any detection, and it's adepts on the ground as well. It's a lot of adepts. So many adepts. But we don't have a Twilight Council. There's no Twilight Council. There's no Glaive Adepts here. Oh, this actually is incredible damage. Yeah, that... Oh, what a great ploy here. However, that Widow Mine is going to survive for right now. Oh, great play. Great play here by Ryan. Cuku is unfortunately just kind of caught with his pants down just a little bit. In a very vulnerable location. He is on his way for his bio upgrades, so the technology is advancing forward. But what does he actually have to deal damage here? Especially against a large amount of adepts. He's got 15 Marines, and that's really going to be it. He's going to let this Shade finish. Oh my gosh, this is just straight up the ramp. This is a brutal position to try and play from here. Workers are going to get pulled off of the line. I mean, they almost need to get pulled out of the natural as well. These Void Rays are able to survive for a very, very long time, and I think they have bought enough time for these units to get extended damage done, but it is going to be a lot of bio that ends up surviving, but 18 workers do end up falling as a result of it. So for the cost of all of the air, 10 adepts and 3 voids, but he picks up 19 workers and a handful of the bio army. That's a great position to try and play from. I mean, what a good call by Ryan, jumping on top of Cuku and limiting. I mean, look at this, 54 to 26. That is a huge economic deficit here for our blue Zerg, and we can see that graph is just going to jump into the favor of our red Protoss player. And again, on the back side of it, 7 gateways in production. It's a giant spike in the production cycle. We have that Twilight Council that's coming out with charge. We see that we have +1 just now finishing up here for infantry weapons, but also concussive shells on top of it. This is a scary situation, and Ryan's gonna see the scout come into play. This ends up being a very great situation for our red Protoss player. Now, Cuku is a bit on the strong side right now. He does have a sizable army, and there is not that much. Are these gateways now finished? They are, in fact. He needs this army. He needs it now. But the Zealots are on the wrong side of this wall. Oh, this is bad. This is actually very, very bad choke to try and play into. Some great force fields try to buy a little bit of time, but there isn't that much here to really defend. So this could be a very rough situation for our red Protoss player, but he does now finally have charge. Some of those warpins are catching up a little bit, and observers should be coming out as well to help mitigate some of the damage of those mines. But ultimately, this is a pretty decent hold, and as long as Ryan can continue holding, his economy should continue kicking in. If we look at that economic advantage, it still stays very clearly in his favor. More of those Zealots come streaming on in. Mines are not going to get great connections here, but it does leave the bio open just enough to get more done. A nice little wraparound will force Cuku to lift up and away. But yeah, where are we going to go is the main question here. There's tons and tons of Zealots. Oh, great Widow Mine shot. Softens up the army here of Ryan, so Ryan's going to have to back off. And that, hopefully, in Cuku's mind, has bought him the time that he needs to get that economy back up and running. So 43 workers to 54. Cuku should be able to level that out pretty close, as we can see with that income advantage. That should be a better position for him to try and play from, but he still needs to find more extended damage here if he possibly can. Concussion shells are doing a nice job of helping mitigate the damage of those Zealots. Ryan's not able to get good positioning because of those concussive shell shots. Do we have a third base up? No, there's no third base yet for our Terran players. So Cuku stays relatively aggressive on this. I think he has to. Oh, this is a very overstimmed army, but this is exactly what he needs. He's got the firepower here to lock this in. Finally, those Zealots come on in. Look at the exchange here, though. Cuku ends up taking a lot of the army value off of Ryan and continues to get more and more value out of these mines. I think once Blink finishes up here, though, Ryan's going to be in a better position to be able to blink underneath of these flying units to make things a lot better. There really isn't that much ground army right now for Cuku. So this is a very scrappy back and forth here. Oh, the workers getting re-rallied there for a brief moment. Any third base yet? No. No third base as of yet. More barracks production, though. So Ryan being on 3 bases continues to be a significant advantage over his opponent. Bio is going to once again stem forward. The Zealots just always seem to be caught in a very rough situation on the wrong side of the army. And that's been causing Ryan a few problems here. Now, the Stalker production has been relatively low as well. He grabbed Blink, but really only has a few Stalkers. And oh, here's where the Warpins are coming in. Oh, this is... This could potentially be a rough situation. The workers have all been pulled. Where are the workers being pulled to? They're getting pulled to the fight? Cuku. Cuku's all in. There's no third base coming. Oh, this is going to be a huge run by of Zealots into the natural. Yeah, all the workers have to get pulled off of the natural. This is a rough situation here for the blue Terran player. It looks like Ryan should be able to find a decent amount of damage, but can Cuku capitalize out across the map? It's equal army supplies, but all of Cuku's army is right here, right now. And this is a terrible, terrible choke for Cuku to get caught in, but he should be able to fight as best as he possibly can here. Army on both sides will find lots of value. 26 of those workers end up going down. Ryan has a lot of forces here, but does Cuku have enough to hold this down? I don't think he does. A giant blink forward will clean all of this up. And Ryan, with a very quick 2-0, shuts down the Terran opponent and will advance himself onto the winner's match to play Probe Scout in a US PvP. USA. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure to click the subscribe button so you can catch more of my videos as they are released. If you want more Rushi content, feel free to find me on Twitch and Twitter. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.